On today's video, I have a wild putter. Something I've never seen on Let's Play Through. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen this club anywhere. It's a putter made out of not a space age material. How about an old school material? This is the Timbertouch Woodrich Regal. It is a wooden putter. And today we're gonna put it to the test here on Let's Play Through. We're gonna test feel, we're gonna test accuracy, we're gonna test consistency, we're gonna test balance. We're gonna see if we can hole some putts with this bad boy and see if maybe stepping back in time is the way forward. Let's find out. All right, here's your closer look at the Timbertouch Woodrich Regal. As you can see, there's multiple layers of wood happening here, and I highly recommend you check out on their website. Some of these putters have lots of different layering, so there's more than meets the eye in terms of technology. One big piece of technology is the fact that they've moved the weighting to the extremes of this perimeter. And we'll talk about this as we go, but what that's basically gonna do is keep the putter face stable, increase the MOI, and especially on off-center hits, it's really gonna help the pace of the ball so that you're not missing putts short when you miss them off the toe or the heel. We're not all perfect putters, especially the folks that watch this show. We're mere mortals, so we're gonna need a little bit more forgiveness from time to time. Now, the milling on this is really beautiful, and you see that CNC milling on steel-headed putters or carbon putters, but we're getting it here on a wood putter. Again, all about getting a nice, clean roll on the ball. Timbertouch went the extra step here and put the Let's Play Through logo on the top, which is kind of cool because it's literally burned into the wood here. Very, very interesting. Now, a fascinating thing about Woodrich putters is they use some really exotic woods. You can have walnut, rosewood. All of their putters are really rich and use multi-materials. This one has a Choc de Viga face. I may have completely mispronounced that, as I often do on this channel, but basically I assume that's going to be a nice soft feeling face. It's a multi-wood plied body, and if you go on their website you'll see that there's multiple layers involved with this. So this is not just one single block of wood. This is precision crafted and very, very cool at that. Now, another piece of technology packed in here on some of the Timbertouch putters is vibration isolating foam, they call it. So there's literally foam in here in the middle of this putter that is going to make this just have exceptional feel. What's immediately clear about this putter in hand is it's a heavy putter, and in fact the head weight on this one is 385 grams. The face loft is also 2 degrees, which again should add to putting that little top spin coming off the face. And this one is, in fact, face balanced. So just like many of the traditional mallets on the market, this putter is going to be best for folks that have a straight back, straight through stroke, which is actually my putting stroke as well. Now, the grip on here is a pretty nice one. Big, thick grip, straight grip, in fact. The shaft itself is very interesting as well. I thought at first this was a graphite shaft, but if you look closely, there's some stepping here on the steel, so it has to be a steel shaft with a coating. One thing I did notice here is a little bit of chipping here, so that's how I know this has a little bit of a coating. I've got to say, I probably would have just preferred a steel shaft, to be honest, because over time, that may wear down a little bit. In terms of retail price, Timbertouch seems to stay around the $300 level, which I think is actually a very good price point for what this is, because it's unique. It's not on the low end like those $100 putters, not right up at the top end where we're looking at labs and things like that can be $500–600. It's right there in the middle, so I think they priced that pretty right. Now, I'll be lying if I didn't say I was a little skeptical about how this wood putter is going to feel, but I've never tried a wood putter, so the only thing we can do is put it to the test. Let's find out. All right, so first test with any putter, I kind of like to go for like a medium distance putt. So I'll walk this off. We'll get ourselves about a 12-footer and just see what this thing feels like. Well, it's got like a thud to it. Oh! Almost rolled the first one in. Know the break now too, so speed was perfect. I didn't expect it to have that much pop either. Oh boy, so far I am pleasantly shocked here. You've got a nice alignment line on the top there. Give it a little bit more speed, and there we go. It's like one of those things like you just never would think that you'd actually like the feel of by sight. Like if I was browsing the website, I don't know if I'd be interested in it, but feeling it, it's another story. And the sound, we'll try to get a mic next to this thing so you can kind of hear it for yourself, but you almost have to hear it to believe it. You can almost feel it exactly too. So wild stuff. All right, we're gonna go long putt test here. This screen has a pin way in the back, so I'll be able to give myself about a 50–60 footer here. I'm really interested if we can dial in the feel. So far, I liked what I saw there on that first initial test, but this is gonna be a big factor. And if I could play a putter like this, can I two putt? Got to avoid the 3 putts in golf. If you're gonna break 90 for the first time, you got to take the 3 putts off the board. And especially if you're gonna break 80, you cannot have one. All right, so this putt is gonna be really, really fast. They've got these greens sped up to like 12.5 out here, maybe 13. I'm going uphill in the beginning of this putt. It's also gonna push hard, my right to left, your left to right, and it's gonna get fast coming down that hill. I don't know if I gave that one enough. It's gotta get some legs. But got a little more sense of the speed now, so let's see if we can dial that in. A little firmer there, hopefully. But I gotta take it up a little higher as well. Putt 3 here, we'll take it up that slope just a little bit more. And see if we can get a little bit more speed coming down. That I think is gonna be a pretty good putt. That could get in. But they don't want to stop either. I'm gonna take one more here. It's on a good line, but probably my worst putt of the 4. All right, well, we got some work to do here if we're not gonna 3-putt. That third one was pretty good. Like I said, pretty challenging conditions right now. Again, right to left as I see it, pretty fast down this hill. Will it stay up? Yes! Well, that was almost kind of unexpected. That was 15 foot there. This one's quite a bit easier. We've got 7 feet, maybe 8. Oh, lifted out. And this one's about a 6-footer. That one's good. We got one more here. This was our best putt, the third one. We'll be doing the short putt test here in just a second, but let's get our first idea of how this thing can do with a little knee knocker. Pretty solid. Well, 3 out of 4 is not bad. And I think this is one of those putters, the more you use it, the more you can really develop a feel for it. So far, so good. Let's move on to the next test. All right, time for the short putt test here. What I'm gonna do is create a little circle here of 7 balls, about 4 feet away from the hole. We're gonna see if we can consistently make the knee knockers. These are the putts you have to make when the money is on the line. And for me, it's a huge test with a putter to make sure that I feel confident over it. I love to do this on a green like this where we've got a little different slope happening because some of these putts are gonna be uphill, some are gonna be downhill, some are gonna be right to left, and some are gonna be left to right. We'll see if we can go 7 for 7 here. And I'm continuing to be impressed by the pop that I'm feeling off of this face. I really like that with short putts, especially because you have to keep them on line. These greens right now are perfect, but if you're playing some greens with imperfections, you know, a little piece of dirt or sand or a little pebble, something like that, having more speed gets it through some of those imperfections on the green. Pretty flat putt here, pretty straight. We're 2 for 2. All right, moving on to putt number 3 here. This one, maybe moving just a little left to right, but it's still pretty fairly straight putt. And the more I putt with this one, I gotta say, the more confidence I'm getting with it. All right, we are 4 for 4. Let's see if we can finish strong here. Dead center. Love the pop of this thing, love the sound. I'm really getting used to that. That's wild. Okay, here we go. We don't go 7 for 7 all that often, to be quite honest with you. I generally miss 1 or 2 of these, but we've just done it. And we've got a cup full of legatos. That's what I like to see. So I gotta say, short putt test, I'd say this putter's passed with flying colors. I think, again, creating more speed in the beginning of these putts, this putter does that really well. And as we've seen throughout the testing here, you can hit it a little bit off center towards the toe, towards the heel. You're still gonna get a really crisp interaction off the putter face, nice roll. You're not getting any of that skid either, and you're not losing any distance if it's not the perfect strike. Now, a lot of people are gonna ask, can a wood putter actually hold up over time? I play out here in the morning, a lot of times it's damp. There's elements, it's rains, that sort of thing. Well, they say that the coating that's been applied to this wood actually makes it very resistant to the elements, and it's not necessarily going to warp unless you treat it poorly. And they do recommend, if you are playing in the rain or if you have a damp, dewy round like I often do, to just wipe it off before you put it in the head cover. That way you will have the best chance of this putter lasting a good long time. All right, medium putt test is gonna be our last one here. And what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna take 2 putts from 3 different positions about 8 feet away. Now, they say that amateurs make these putts about 33% of the time, whereas the pros are closer to just a shade under 50%. So it's a big difference in scoring if we can go better than 33%. That means we got to make 3 on a 6. We'll see how we do. Wish me luck. This one I think is moving just a little left to right as I see it. We'll see if we get it right. Oh, it did, yep, but just needs a little bit more break. That one was dead center when we know the line. Where's my caddy? I need a caddy out here. All right, same with this putt. I think this is going uphill. It's breaking a little left to right. Probably a similar amount of break, maybe just slightly more. We'll find out. Oh! This putt actually was overall just a little bit straighter, in fact. Let's see if we can nail the second one here. There we go. Wouldn't it be great if you could hit the second shot in golf all the time? They say the second guy is all pro, proving that point right now. Now this putt will be moving a little right to left for us. I'd love to make the first one, and if we do, we'll improve on that percentage I talked about as well. That one I pulled, that was just a terrible stroke. We'll see if the All-American comes through for us. Oh, snapped off. Well, 33%, that still ain't bad. And again, it really comes down to knowing the line. What I do love about this putter is it's not going to hinder you in any way. I think if you can get the right line, get the right speed, you're gonna make a lot of putts with this one. I just love the feedback. I love the sound of it, the feel of it, and just the old school vibes you get from this. It kind of harkens back to making golf a little bit more fun, and I think that's a great thing as well. So highly recommend you do, if you ever get a chance, check out the Timbertouch putters. Very, very cool. I love that they're made here in the USA. I love the American story. That's a great one as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.